This is a mobility exercise to open up the spine and the ribs. You want the fulcrum of the ball to be at your mid-back, so look toward your feet or just above them instead of back behind you. Roll the ball up and down along your spine and laterally into the ribs to find the spots that feel stiff. The benefit comes from when you exhale. Relax into the movement and spend a few breaths in each spot. Work your way from the shoulder blades to the bottom of the rib cage, but stay clear of the lower back. Use a TheraBand or resistance band for this exercise. Start with your palms facing forward and then keep your elbows locked as you reach overhead, then behind your body, and then back to center. After you finish the reps, go straight into the pull-apart exercise. Start with your hands just below shoulder height. Once again, keep your elbows locked and squeeze your shoulder blades together as you pull the bands in opposite directions, and then return to center. For this exercise, you will need an Olympic bar or a trainer bar. You want the bar to be heavy enough that it pushes your shoulder blades down and back, but not so heavy that you have to strain to hold it up. Keep your ribs down in front, which will prevent you from arching your low back. Relax your neck and focus on keeping your elbows locked. The weight will take care of the rest. Keep your back flat like a tabletop throughout this movement. Move with the opposite arm and leg so your right arm moves with your left leg. Look slightly ahead towards the floor and keep your back in neutral. If you run out of space, walk backward or forward or even sideways to hit your step goal. The dowel helps to keep your spine in neutral as you hinge from the hips. You should feel the dowel firmly against the back of your head, your mid-back, and your tailbone. The box prevents your knees from moving too far forward and instead forces you to move your hips backwards. This cues your glutes and keeps your quads in check. It's okay to hinge forward from the hips to keep you balanced over your feet. Hold the dowel firmly against the back of your head, mid-back, and tailbone to cue the movement from the hip and not the spine. Counterbalance your body with the leg extended back behind you. Push your pelvis forward to help activate your glute as you return to a standing position. It's important to master this movement before attempting the weighted deadlift, like the landmine single leg deadlift later in this workout. Keep your shoulder blades spread wide and locked down as you hold the weight in front of you. If you don't have a kettlebell, use a dumbbell, sandbag, or other weight. Keeping a straight back, push your hips backwards, dropping down until your elbows hit your knees, and then drive back up from the hips. Be careful not to arch your back at the top of the movement to counter the weight. By keeping a neutral spine throughout the movement, you can be sure that your core is working as much as your legs. Position one end of the bar on the floor. You can use a corner to anchor the end if needed. Hinge your hips backwards while keeping your spine straight and lower the bar straight down while raising your back leg behind you. Push your hips forward into the bar to return to a standing position. Your head position influences your low back, so always look in the same direction that your chest is facing to keep the spine in neutral. A good setup is the key to maintaining a neutral spine throughout the movement. Set your rack up with an Olympic bar at approximately the height of your shoulder blades. Stand under it so the bar is resting just above your shoulder blades and across your traps. Sink your ribs down in front to find a neutral spine and hold the position as you find your grip on the bar. Do a pull-up as you pull the bar back and down onto your upper traps. Push your hips back as you drop into a squat. There's no need to squat past where your thighs are parallel to the ground. Now push your feet through the floor to return to a standing position. This is an explosive movement, so choose a weight that you can move quickly. As the weight drops, it will coil you into a spring. Use this energy and explode quickly to get the weight back to shoulder height. Brace your core to break the weight from moving higher than shoulder height. You should feel this in the glutes and hamstrings with your lower back staying quiet. Position your hands on the floor with your thumb pointing forward and fingers pointing out to the side. This will help screw the shoulder blades flat along the back. Don't let your elbows move past your torso. This keeps your shoulders healthy. Use a heavier weight and let it hang down at your side. Keep your shoulder blades packed down firmly along your ribs and actively counter the tendency to lean away from the asymmetric load. Focus on staying long and tall as you walk. This is not a balance exercise, so hold on to a stationary object to make the movement more controlled and stable. Start by twisting your rear foot slightly out while keeping the big toe grounded. Staying up on your toes, let your rear foot twist inward. Push the big toe down to the floor to push your arch up and screw the heels back outward. Lower the foot down to the floor and relax. This is 1 rep. Throughout the movement, keep equal pressure across the tripod of each forefoot. The tripod is made up of the inside ball of the foot, the outside ball of the foot, and the big toe. The goal is to maximize the twist between the rear foot and the forefoot while keeping the big toe on the floor. Don't worry about maximizing the height of the calf raise. Keep your chest still as you start the movement and engage your core. The only joint moving here is the hip. Ensure that your low back stays still and doesn't shift as you twist your hip in and out as if your foot's making a rainbow behind you.